Pearson's adult education test prep is an excellent solution to support robust learning and prepare for the CASAS STEPS exam. The best way to prepare students for an English assessment is actually to prepare them for everyday communication. That's because the skills the test measures are the same ones learners need in real life. Listening is critical for communication. Learners need to be able to listen and gather information, get ready to respond in a conversation, follow directions to complete a task, and engage with culture and community. Reading is also critical for building knowledge. Students read to learn information, to understand and make sense of their world, and to follow instructions or connect with culture. When teaching listening and reading with these real world purposes in mind, we're also giving students exactly the kind of skills the test is designed to measure. CASA Steps develops listening skills in a way that matches how learners use English in real life. At the beginning levels, the focus is on vocabulary so students can identify objects, people, and places, and start engaging in simple dialogues that support everyday communication. From levels B through E, the emphasis shifts to details, then grows to include dialogue, identifying main ideas, and eventually summarizing information. This progression helps learners move from understanding small pieces of information to being able to grasp the bigger picture. Dialogue is present across all of the levels because conversation is central to language use, whether at work, in school, or in the community. By building listening skills step by step, students gain the tools to succeed on the test and in the real world situations where English is essential. In the reading test at level A, CASA Steps focuses on building a strong foundation. Learners begin by developing recognition of high-frequency vocabulary, which is essential for understanding everyday English in work, school, and life. To prepare students for this, you can start with practicing with common text, such as forms, notices, or short passages, so reading connects directly to real-world needs. Numerical literacy is also a part of the foundation, preparing students to work with numbers and applications, schedules, and simple reports. Finally, learners build confidence by identifying key details in instructions, signs, and procedural tasks. For teachers, the key at level A is to provide plenty of exposure and repetition with this core vocabulary and different text types. Using worksheets, forms, realia from daily life also help to reinforce the connection between practice and authentic communication. This prepares learners for steady growth as they move into the higher levels. Once students build a strong foundation, CASA Steps develops the content for reading skills in deeper and more complex ways from levels B through E. Vocabulary continues to expand throughout, supporting learners as they grow their communicative ability across a wide range of contexts. In level B and C, the focus is on details, emphasizing the importance of recognizing and understanding information in many different situations. As learners progress, identifying the main idea becomes central. And by levels C and D, this skill grows into making inferences, moving from basic comprehension to deeper understanding of themes and purposes. Finally, by level E, learners begin working with point of view and supporting evidence. This includes evaluating author perspective and analyzing evidence demonstrating progress towards advanced literacy and richer critical thinking skills. To support this progression, teachers can provide guided reading tasks that highlight details, encourage students to summarize and infer meaning, and use discussion questions to build critical thinking. Bringing in authentic texts such as news articles, short stories, or workplace documents helps learners connect practice directly to real-world application. Adult test prep is organized to give both teachers and learners clear, focused tools at every level, from A through E. On the preparation side, worksheets are designed for each specific content area and follow the CASA Steps format closely. Each set includes in-depth teacher notes with tips for skill building, practice ideas, and test preparation guidance. The worksheets can be used digitally as PDFs or printed for in-class practice, giving teachers flexibility. On the practice test side, students have the opportunity to complete full tests at each level. These are available in both computer-enhanced formats to mirror online testing and in print-based versions for face-to-face classrooms. In addition, downloadable digital and audio resources make it easy to provide a full range of practice options. Together, these elements ensure that learners are not only preparing for test day, but are also building skills they can use in everyday communication. CASA Steps Adult Education Test Prep is designed as a companion resource. It provides structured practice that supports learners in building both life and academic skills while preparing for the assessment. The materials focus on step by step progress, helping students strengthen the exact skills measured on the test so they feel confident and prepared. With the CASA Steps worksheets, learners see how each content area is represented on this test. This makes the connection clear between what they are practicing and what they will face on test day. For example, in Level D, reading, the main idea makes up 30% of the test content. If a student is having trouble with main ideas, you can point out that this is a major focus of the exam, so it is an area to practice consistently. This approach keeps preparation transparent and practical. Students understand why they're focusing on certain skills and can see how that will show up on the assessment. For each content area, there are also comprehensive teacher notes that give step-by-step guidance on how to build the academic skills measured on the modern CASAS exam. For example, preparing students to work with details is critical in both reading and listening. The teacher notes show how to break this down so learners know what kind of information to focus on and how to identify it. Teachers will see strategies that help develop the skills in class, which students can then apply on test day and beyond. Building skills in this way matters because students don't just use details on the test, they'll rely on reading and listening for details when they follow directions, complete assignments, explain information clearly, and support their ideas. The teacher notes connect the classroom work to both test preparation and communication that students will need in daily life. Practice tests also serve as a diagnostic tool. They show both teachers and students where progress is strong and where extra practice is needed. Because they follow the same format as the actual assessment, they also give learners valuable experience for the test itself. In this way, preparation supports confidence and readiness for test day while keeping the focus on real learning.